What's going on, workforce? Brian here, and today we're rebuilding Ishgard. And this is our getting started guide to teach you the basics about how to get started and what you need to be doing so you can start racking up those scripts and really help bring this whole industry together. There's a lot of work, if you can see here. Lots of things to do, and it's going to be amazing because this is actually some of the most exciting content, namely because as a server, we're all working together. Before we dive into actually where you pick up the quest and what you need to know, let me show you guys this. This will be linked in the description below, and you can see where everybody and how everybody's performing and when milestones are reached. So if I go over here, it looks like over at Omega, they have reached a fantastic milestone. Congrats, Omega. And you can see Japan as well. Now here in North America, we've got our 3 data centers, and I'm rooting for you, Sargatanis. Let's get this work done. But before we dive into, like, what does that mean? How is this going to affect us? Let me go and show you guys where all this gets started. You can go head out to Foundation, obviously in Ishgard. You need to be at least level 60 and have completed the quest Litany for Peace. Those are the requirements. From there, crafters, gatherers, level 20, get to work. You do not have to be level 60 as a crafter or gatherer. This is level 20 crafter and gather content and up. Nice thing about it is it's going to make it very easy for you to level up and make a lot of progress. So from here, when you go to Foundation, the quest is actually going to start right where I'm standing. There's going to be a little notice on the wall with a Q and a plus. That's going to be kind of telling you where you need to go and what you need to do. Follow that quest line. Hopefully you guys enjoy kind of the story leading up to it. It's really exciting, all about it. And that's where that gets started, and that's going to take you into the Firmament. Now, if you're wondering how you get back, there's 2 ways. You can go to the 8th right, you can run down to the broom, and there's actually kind of a 3rd way, but I'm going to tell you right now, don't do it. It's not going to be worth it. You can go, and as you get the scripts, if you talk to Ernie over here for the script exchange, she's got a lot of rewards, and we'll go ahead and kind of jump into those here towards the end of the video if you're kind of curious as to what all of them are. But they have a Firmament 8th right ticket. This will teleport you right here. Not worth it. 500 scripts, totally not worth it. I bought it to see if it was kind of like a use it and unlock the teleport option, which would be cool. It isn't, so it's not worth it. When you come in to here the first time, you're going to see lots of people like you do right now. That means that the icons above people's heads that you need to talk to are pretty much going to be somewhat hidden until you get real close to them. So you want to talk to Ogbert, you want to look at the Sky Builders board. This is going to tell you how close we are to actually getting kind of the fate within the, the area to spawn. It's going to end up getting scheduled. Basically, we're stockpiling all the things that we need, and then after we do all of that, then eventually this is going to fill up and get scheduled. From here, if I go ahead and run all the way over to the right-hand side, where you can see the majority of people are standing. Right here, you can see Potkin. If you talk to Potkin, he's going to tell you what you need to be turning in. So right here, you can see that I need a collectability 550, and the more that I have collectability, the more scripts that I will be getting for turn-ins. And it's that simple and straightforward. Now I've contributed 78 points towards the effort. Obviously the lower end items like the alloy and the nails, they do less, they give less points overall for the effort, but they're still great because you're still going to be feeding yourself plenty of experience and obviously getting scripts for it. And if they're easy for you to craft, that might be where it's at. So where do you get items? How do you craft? Like, Brian, stop. I need to know. So, all right, it's pretty simple and straightforward. From a crafter perspective, you go into the crafter log, you go into restoration, and here you can see the items. Now, you have to talk to Potkin first before these show up as a part of your crafts. Now, if you're like, where is this? You have your level-based recipes, and you have your special recipes, in this case, the restoration. Now, I have been crafting, and I made plenty, and so I don't have necessarily all the items, but you can see here, I've got a few things. So, if you're wondering now, how does the gatherers come into play? What do I do as a gatherer? Well, if you're like, hey, I need to get this Electrum ore for the Sky Builders, you can purchase it off the market because gatherers are going out and gathering that. So right now is a really good time to be a gatherer. You can make a lot of money as well as gain a lot of experience. You can also right click, or you can kind of use your X or Y click on a controller, selecting gathering method, and this is going to bring up and tell you where you can find that item. Where do you need to go? You can see it's actually flagged right here because I was recently just out there gathering a bunch of the ore so I could sell it. So that is one thing that you can easily do within the system, and that applies to all of this. If it's a craftable item, if it's an item that's crafted and rather than straight up gathered, you would actually select show me the crafting method for that. I don't think that's a crafting item. This would be more appropriate. Show me the crafting method. It's going to shift over to pine lumber, And from here, I can say, show me the gathering method. And that's how you can get and find the items if you don't want to purchase them off the market boards for yourself, or if you want to supply them. Let me go and switch over to a crafter now, real quick. Craft. Let's go miner. Perfect. Same concept with the miner. You go here, and then same kind of concept. You have your leveling and your special. Ishgard Restoration, and you can see all the things that you can gather and where that you want to go and gather those. And then if you have not yet found them or able to gather them because you're not level 80, you won't be able to do that. And so they'll show you there, and you click, and here it is. Fantastic. And it's fascinating. Obviously, they're taking us over into the first to rebuild Ishgard, which is truly fascinating and also at the same time pretty fun and cool. So that's how you're going to find these items to gather, and you can see the different categories as well. So Ishgard Restoration for sands and more. So just kind of pay attention to that. This is going to be kind of really what you're doing to drive your motivation, whether you're here to make money, whether you're here to help build the effort. You're not getting points by obviously supplying the market, and we'll have to see if later updates obviously supply that. So I talked to and gave you the warning about the Aetheryte ticket. So I feel good about that. Let me go and show you guys kind of the different glamour pieces that you can get here. So this looks really good. Really exciting stuff here. If you are into glamoring, which I know a lot of you are, if you want that nice work shirt, I'm sure that's going to be real popular. I like these pants, honestly. This beyond after getting the mount, maybe I'm going to start going for some of these glamour pieces. These pants look really solid, rocking. Look at that lion's butt. Yeah. Anyhow, and then finally, obviously, you have others. So here's your mounts. You got hairstyles. You got all kinds of things that you want to collect. Some various, obviously the orchestra rolls and just materia and things like that are just varying price. Again, watch out for the Aetheryte ticket, and that's going to be kind of your key to happiness and success. Not wasting your money with that. From here, when we talk about like kind of the crafting perspective, it's important to note everything you craft within that list is a collectible. You don't have to turn on your collectibles. You don't have to mess around with any of that. You literally just go in and craft it. So if I went to carpenter, don't know if I have anything I can craft. Plywood, bed, etc. If I went in to synthesize this, it would automatically be set up as a collectible. And obviously, the higher level you are, the more accessible that you have to high level recipes, as well as to success on completing all those recipes, and thus for getting yourself more and more scripts. And that's going to keep filling up the board, and then eventually the fate will spawn, and we'll be able to do more and more things. And you see kind of the various lines as it continues to move forward. Everything here on the board is more informational. Basically, it's kind of telling you what I've told you, probably in a lot fewer words than I've said. So you can kind of see here regarding the announcements and the court and what is essentially going to happen. So after this, you'll see that it will move on to a new stage and a new stage. Every server is on their own pacing, so we're all working together. You can go world visit and help other servers out. So keep that in mind, especially if we hit a certain milestone and there's no more turn-ins or what have you, you want to go help a friend out on another server, feel free to go and obviously have as much fun as you want. One of the cool things about the content that I like so much is that as we're in here, there's been a lot of conversation, a lot of jokes. It's really cool to see everybody coming together to help rebuild Ishgard. For the fate itself, like I said before, it will be scheduled. There will be a notice about it, so it's not going to be like, oh, you're going to completely miss it if you're just not paying attention. Ultimately, we'll have to wait and see, and we'll be able to provide feedback to the devs that they have if we have any thoughts on it. But I love the freedom that this gives you. I love the freedom that it lets you kind of go on and take and hopefully have a good fun time ultimately with it. Now, I plan on putting some more thoughts in another video later on the channel for that. So if you're new here, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out with your friends if this has been helpful. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Hopefully I've been able to answer those, and again, link will be in the description if you want to see how everybody is performing as a part of the restoration effort. So without any further ado, I'll leave that here with you guys for now. And yeah, if we need to revisit or dive into more detail about this, we'll be sure to do so in an upcoming video. Again, my name's Brian, and this is Work to Game. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.